Hello everyone, welcome to Rizzo, Rankin, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. We are live for game number 1 of a Wednesday night doubleheader here in the PBLA. I'm Kaden Strub, your solo voice for today's doubleheader between the Edge and More Dudes in game 1 and the Pups and Outlaws in game 2. We'll get to the stats for that second game as we get closer to the 7:50 scheduled opening face-off, but for right now, it would be the Edge and the More Dudes in the 7 o'clock slate. The Edge coming in 1-3 on a 3-game losing streak following their opening week win against the Beer Wolves, excuse me. To get back in the positive momentum column there. The More Dudes, on the other hand, won 2 of the last 3 championships in the PBLA. They are 3-2 on the year. They lost 7-5 to the Thunder last week, looking to get back in the win column themselves, as that loss ended a 2-game win streak of their own. With the 3-2 More Dudes, the 1-3 Edge about to get ready to go head-to-head. Lawrence is already in the main circle for the Edge offense. 3 15-minute periods about to come your way. The More Dudes appear to have a semi-short bench. Not many off to the side so far. Only 3 bench players for the More Dudes. Not too many more for the Edge, but it is a little more filled out there along my left side. We'll see if that becomes a factor later on. Maybe players have to get gas, but we will certainly address that if the time comes. Opening draw still contested, scooped up by the league leader in assists, Eric Ozert, who sends that one back toward the Edge net, and it's played well by today's starter in Tom O'Hagan. No clear shot got on goal, but O'Hagan stays busy in the early going, and the Edge now have the ball on their first clean possession of the day. Around the horn they go, shot fired wide. And important to note here is there's no goalie in net for the More Dudes. I did not realize that at first, but the More Dudes are goalieless for the moment, so they have a 6-on-5 going in favor of them, but no one in the net as of now, so we'll see how effective that 6-on-5 is. Their offense, though, led by Ozert, moving the ball around the blue line, now to the nearest circle, a shot on target, saved by O'Hagan, losing the crease and scooped up there. The first save of the day for the Edge goaltender, as he denies the number 13 of Rob McClure of his first opportunity on net. The Edge now up the floor with Jude Walsh along the near circle. Walsh to the finish. The finish, a pump fake, lost the ball but recovers. Shot clock more than halfway there, now down to 10. The finish, backpedals around the blue line, out of the main circle, shot on goal, and they score. The finish gets the assist, and the goal comes from the 39 of Richard Nelson from the far side, and it's now 1-0 Edge, 90 seconds in. On the ensuing face of the ball sent back in the direction of the More Dudes, and it's taken there. Played by Ethan Kraus. Still 6-on-5 in favor of the More Dudes, but no goalie. Keep an eye on the situation as it unfolds. Kraus sets up, fires a shot, wide up O'Hagan, and knocked down the stick of a defenseman as well. That's Gillespie. But he's back and situated until the More Dudes will reset. Shot clocked at 8 though. Another shot on target, kick saved by O'Hagan. The rebound goes to the Edge. Off the floor, Gillespie trying to fire it toward the net. It was blocked down by Ozert, who then plays the bounce, and the More Dudes are back the other way. Ozert further up the floor this time. Jake Townsend now on the far side of the floor, directing traffic. Now McClure hits up Kraus. Kraus in the near circle, has a block set in front of him, has a push on the More Dudes, and so the Edge will take over. As there's some extra contact there is the 88 of Greg Wheaton. And laid down the contact a little bit too heavy. The finish to the Edge, though, will reset. As the aforementioned finish plays it in the main circle. The finish finds Jude Walsh. Walsh to the doorstep, a shot blocked down, didn't quite make it in. Second chance is also there, but unable to be cashed in on by this diving number 4 of Jack Lemser. To the edge of the wide open net, an open opportunity, but are unable to capitalize there as 2 shots get blocked down. And credit to the More Dude defense so far, only 1 goal conceded. Ozert along the far boards. Appears to be McClure with it. Now it's Rockowitz. Rockowitz turns the ball over. Here come the Glemser and the Edge. Glemser a shot. They score from the far circle. And it's 2-0 Edge quickly as Jack Lemser gets it on goal for the second goal of the day. Edge take the next face-off. Lawrence pressured out. Good work by Noah France off the face-off. Lost it, but to recover and get the ball. Nearly loosen the stick of Lawrence. Now the stick is gone. The ball with it. And the Edge, nearly the Thunder. And now the More Dudes are on it. Ozier in the near circle. Ozier has the favorite returns. Up the floor with Wheaton to his left. Keeps it himself. Ozier sidestepping toward those far boards. And now gives it right back for Wheaton. Wheaton in on goal. Shot coming from the stick of Mutz, denied. Rebound fought for and then taken by the More Dudes. And a correction, that was McClure there in front. Couldn't quite see the number, but it is Rob McClure had the chance at the doorstep. Now Wheaton around the blue line. Wheaton gives for Kraus. Shot clock halfway there. Kraus to Wheaton. Wheaton along the far side. Double pump. Put Hess in front. Opportunity is waiting shot and then save. As that denied in front there was the September 10 of Sam Mutz this time. But Wheaton plays the rebound with a fresh 30 on the shot clock for the More Dudes. Wheaton around the other end of the floor. It's Ozier. Sidestepping Ozier in space. Now on the give. McClure plays it to Kraus. Kraus the near circle. A shot. Save O'Hagan. The rebound comes right back to Kraus. Another fresh 30 for the More Dudes. The Edge defense tiring out here on their side of the floor. Wheaton in toward the net. Diving opportunity. A shot and they score. Third time's the charm for the More Dudes, as Wheaton with a perfect set in front, and the goal will be credited to the goal appears to be credited to the 67 of Ozier. He will continue his strong campaign, his 5th goal of the season to go along with a league-leading 7 assists, and it's 2-1. Violation on the face-off. It goes against the More Dudes at the Edge. Take it. Jude Walsh begins things here in the main circle. Walsh finds Glemser. Glemser making men miss around the blue line. Stuffles it out wide. Now charging in with a shot and a score. Glemser on the assist. And he helps out the 2 of Luke Okupski to get his first goal of the game. And it's now 3-1 Edge. Off the ensuing face on the ball, still loose, then taken by Wheaton and the More Dudes. Wheaton behind the back, play on the far side boards, off the glass, and then played by the Edge instead, as Okupski will take it away. Up the floor go the Edge now. Okupski looking to help out Jason Smarin. Smarin around behind the net, over the top opportunity, and did it go in? It did not. They say Okupski was in the crease there behind the net, so the goal was waved off. And the More Dudes take over, only down by 2, 3-1. 7:35 remaining in the opening period as Ozier comes to the main line. Ozier pump fakes backwards, now goes to Wheaton in space. Wheaton to Kraus along the near side. Kraus fakes his shot and now returns the favor to Wheaton. Wheaton stepping up. Wheaton double pumping, holding on. Wheaton a shot, save. They've got the shoulder pad of O'Hagan. They say it did. Shot clock is reset. And timeout is now called from the More Dude bench. And again, a short-handed More Dude bench at that. 7:13 on the game clock in the first period. 3-1 the score. As it appears we have some new legs on the floor, at least coming on for the More Dude shortly. Clock now back and running to 7:10 and taking 3-1 the lead for the Edge coming out of the first timeout taken by the More Dudes. Kraus in the near circle. In space, now gives it to Wheaton at the top. Wheaton winds and fires and scores. A big second goal for the Mordues. They beat O'Hagan, and it's 3-2. The closer the Mordues can keep it today, the more important every goal becomes. Already important if you're the Mordu defense without a goalie in net just yet. Off the face-off, it's possession to the Mordues, and taking it is the number 7 of Noah France. France to the far side, gets the favorite return in the main circle this time. He finds Kraus. Kraus to the nearer circle. Backpedaling, now back to the middle of McClure's shot, blocked down, maybe caught a piece of a Mordu there in front. France is in the line of fire, but it's played again by the Mordues in the far corner. McClure charges again, looking for Kraus on the hop, but couldn't get it to him. And he plays off the boards instead. Kraus a shot, looking to go 5-hole, save O'Hagan, and the ball loose in the crease for a brief moment, but he's back on it cleanly. To the edge, unscathed, looking to double their lead once more to 4-2. They get the ball here, coming up the other end of the floor. Walsh to the finish, now the finish to Gillespie. Gillespie back for the finish, who couldn't corral it cleanly. Gillespie looking to field the ground ball, but he could not do that either, and so Kraus takes it away. Kraus for Wheaton. Now Wheaton, a one-hop pass in toward the net, looking for Sam Mutz, who did not get it. So hawking it down will be the 88 of Wheaton again, following a pass. Wheaton to McClure. And now it's Kraus, took a stick up high, a hand is up. Kraus down and out for the count for the moment. A shot on target, saved by O'Hagan. The shot clock will expire, O'Hagan's on it. And it looks like Kraus is going to head off as he was holding his head for a brief moment. It's a 2-minute minor for slashing against the number 18 of Gillespie on the edge, and now it's a 2-man-up advantage for the Mordues. 6-on-4, still no goaltender in. We're the 2-time champion in the last 3 years, Mordues. Wheaton behind the back pass, a shot, they score! A quick cash in on the 2-man advantage, and we are tied up at 3 with 4:30 to play in the first. So even with no goaltender, the Mordues is still finding ways to work around it. 6-on-5 advantage for the game. And now face-off is won by the edge. Glemser had it for a brief moment, lofted it up in the air. Over by the scorer's table, sat for a brief second, but instead the Mordues take it away following Glemser's hard contact. Now the Mordues with Sam Beamer up the other end of the floor. Beamer finds Mutz at the blue line. Mutz backwards for Wheaton. Wheaton to the far side, to Ozert. Ozert pump fakes to the far side, now back to the near side, to the middle now, behind the back opportunity is knocked down. That was off the stick of Mutz. The ball still loose, swatted at, and then played to Glemser. Glemser a shot, they score! And the Edge are back in front 4-3 as Glemser gets his second early goal. Tanner Mearns gets the assist, and it's a 4-3 ball game in favor of the Edge on Glemser's second goal of the first period. Off the face-off, the ball contested, still fought for, swatted it back toward the Edge bench, played off the wall by the Edge, and it's Andrews is forced to retreat. Andrews behind his own goaltender in O'Hagan. Coming back up the other end of the floor now, looking for the finish. There's a wayward pass. The finish couldn't get around it. The finish still fighting for it, and now Ozier takes it away for the Mordues. Ozier around the main line, had that one knocked away himself. Smarin's on it, and now Smarin spins back looking for help as well. He finds the finish. The finish with a lane, a shot wide, and the rebound misplayed by Okupski, as now Jude Walsh looking to hawk down the loose ball all the way back toward O'Hagan. Walsh is on it though, and the shot clock only halfway expired. Still time for the Edge offense. It's Smarin finding Walsh, who couldn't corral it cleanly as Mutz there got a stick on it, and now Mutz and McClure team up to take it away. Physical play there from Walsh on the far circle. What's no avails, the Mordude offense is back up. Pass wide of Mutz, but instead into the waiting arms of the number 7, Noah France. France to Wheaton. Wheaton thought about winding up, thought better of it, now goes across. Shot from the far side is saved, may have got the iron as well there behind O'Hagan. It came from Adam Yee. Now Wheaton's back on it. Wheaton looking for help on a shot, they score! It's Wheaton for a third time today, a first period hat trick, and it's 4-4. Yee was the representative in the face-off circle there for the Mordudes. They say he started early, even though he was ahead with the ball, but it's waved off, and so the Edge take over. The Edge on offense here with Richard Nelson. Nelson with the finish to his right. Will hold on to it around the main line. Nelson along the far boards, ball jarred loose, pickpocket there by Yee. Yee with contact on him, lost the ball again. Wheaton's on it instead for the Mordudes, but in harm's way, now behind his own net, and now being chased after by Glemser and friends. Wheaton holds on to it, 34 on the shot clock, or game clock, I should say 33 now. The shot clock down to 20, so about 11-second difference. Wheaton gives for Kraus, who couldn't bring it in. And now the Edge fighting for it, but Kraus takes it away. Kraus over to Wheaton, a shot saved by O'Hagan. Ball loose, and O'Hagan's on it. Shot clock no longer a factor here. Game clock to 15. The Edge are on it. And they take the lead going into the first break. Shot, and it is wide of the net. It was Adam Yee that got a stick on it and knocked the ball loose for the Mordudes. Now Ozier, one last chance for the Mordudes. Spins back in space, now goes to the far corner. Game clock to 1. He got one off, he cannot. Good defense by the Edge to end the first period of play. But it is a 4-4 ball game as we are tied up after 15 minutes of work. 30 more to come from Rizzo Rink in game 1 on this Wednesday night. It's a 4-4 ball game. About to get underway for the second period of play here. Rizzo Rink is a 4-4 ball game between the still short-handed Mordudes and now the Edge playing a 6-on-5 disadvantage here, but with the goalie is the key. The ball out of play. Last touch by the Mordudes here is Smarin, and the Edge offense take over. Smarin in the main circle. Smarin over for Gillespie off the iron. It rebounds right back to the Edge bench and then played by Ozier and the Mordudes. So the Mordudes get away with one there as Gillespie had a lane to the net but could not put it in. And so the Mordudes playing still without a goaltender will keep the game tied. Kraus behind the net. Kraus for Ogier. Ogier to the far circle, double pumping, now finds Kraus yet again. Kraus backwards to Ben Minardi with a shot, and he scores. Kraus on a hop to the number 19 of Ben Minardi to make it a 5-4 ball game. So the 19 of Minardi puts the Mordudes in front by 1, 5-4. And now McClure takes the ensuing face-off beneath the shot clock. McClure on 2 hops, played by Beamer along the far boards. Beamer for Kraus, along the blue cross sign. Ethan Kraus to the nearest circle and back for Minardi at the blue line. Minardi pumps, shot, blocked down and caught in midair by an edge player. All the way down the floor, it's a wayward pass. And now played off the boards by Jude Walsh. Walsh looking for room to work with here. Goes to the nearest circle. And I'll wait for guys to reset. Walsh to the far side. Shot is pushed wide by Nelson. The rebound loose in front. Okupski plays it. Okupski now to Walsh. Walsh at the top. Thought about a shot, thought better of it. Now Walsh drives in, fires a shot wide of the net, and it's played right back to Okupski. Okupski has Renard next to him, but he can't get his shot off cleanly as he has to hold it in the corner. The two shot attempts from the edge, but neither one on goal to reset the shot clock or get a 5th goal. 12-12 now to play in the second period. 5 for the lead for the Mordudes. Minardi plays it at the blue line. Minardi to the corner. Now back to the top and Adam Yee. Yee pressures it in, looking for Ogier. Couldn't find it. And now the edge take it up. Andrews streaking toward the net. Andrews a shot. He scores. On 1 hop through the crease, it's Andrews to make it a 5-5 game. Violation on the ensuing face-off of the edge. Calls for a timeout from the Mordude bench are now answered, and so the clock will stop at 11:21 in the second period. 5-5 the score at that mark. The edge with the last goal in the game, looking to continue the momentum well into the second. .05 now taking the play in the second period. 5-5 the score. Wheaton looking to start something here for the Mordude offense. He gets the pass back in the main circle. Wheaton for Ogier in front of the Mordude bench. Ogier cutting in toward the net. Drops back and now fires to the far side of the floor. McClure. He hits up Kraus, and now Kraus thought about going to Mutz, but instead returns the favor to McClure with a shot. Save made. And it's O'Hagan remaining in goal for the edge. O'Hagan looking to go up the floor, didn't the pass a little bit high and wide, and it's wound up being played by Wheaton in front of the net, who then sends one high and wide of Kraus. And so everything will reset here. Both sides exchange wayward passes, and the edge offense is the one that takes over. Smarin in the main circle. Smarin to the finish. Wind-up shot. He scores. Smarin, the assistant to finish, gets the edge back in front to make it 6-5. A big development here as well as Billy Hauser has entered the floor. He'll be in net for the Mordews to start things. So go back to 5-on-5 on offense. Goaltender in for the Mordew to the 6-5 lead in favor of the Edge. So good work by the Mordew defense to limit the damage as best as possible. McClure to the far end of the floor to Beamer. Beamer hits up Kraus. Kraus returns the favor. Beamer. Again for Kraus. Kraus now around the blue line of contact there as Beamer will lay the shoulder into the 67 of Jude Walsh, who draws the call. And so Smarin will play at the main line. Smarin gives here, shot, save made as Hauser gets his first opportunity at it. Shot on goal there from the 39 of Nelson. Now Nelson, another shot on goal, save made. To finish second chance, again saved by Hauser. And the rebound goes to the Mordews. Yee on a backwards pass for Kraus. Kraus to the circle, a shot on target and saved. And the rebound deflects right back out to Walsh. Walsh a sidearm pass a little bit backwards, but played by Nelson. Nelson up the floor. Nelson a shot, save made by Hauser. Those Limbs with an opportunity in front, and again the Mordews get away with one there. Ball fought for on the near boards is being taken down there. It was the number 2 of Okupski as Beamer got a shot on target on O'Hagan, who was able to make the save on the other end of the floor. Ball still loose, and now number 91 of Smarin will pull it away. Smarin in the main circle to Okupski up the floor. Okupski back to Smarin. Smarin on the outside to the crease, looking to go 5-hole. It's waved off, crease violation on Smarin. Kraus with one step too much there. Smarin with one step too much there. As the Mordew offense now an opportunity to even the score here, and they get just that. On the far side of the floor, it's Ethan Kraus to make it a 6-6 ball game at 7:40 to play in the second. Another violation on Yee and the Mordews for an early start in the face-off circle, so Lawrence will resume things for the Edge offense. Pump fakes for DeFinis, who then takes a second look. DeFinis through the blue line. DeFinis in deep looking for Gillespie, who couldn't bring it in, so the Mordews are back on it. Here's Ogier shrieking down the floor. Ogier one-on-one with DeFinis, fires a shot wide of O'Hagan. The rebound back toward Ogier, but it's played by DeFinis this time. And so the Edge offense can reset. DeFinis up the floor, a little bit high of the 28 of Tanner Mearns, then played by the 39 of Nelson. And a hand is out for a delayed call in the corner, and we'll see what this is against. Yeah, it looks like it's against the Edge. So it's too many men on the floor there against the Edge, 2-minute bench minor. And so the Mordews have an opportunity to take a second lead of the game. They scored a man-up goal earlier. Minardi, who's in deep. Minardi around for Kraus. Kraus misplayed it, and then he plays it off the boards this time. Kraus back to Yee. Yee a shot, and he scores. Adam Yee makes it 7-6 Mordews. Their second man-up goal of the day, and it's enough for a one-goal affair. Yee right off the draw, streaking in, fires a shot wide of O'Hagan, rebound off the back glass is played by the 29 of Matt O'Brien. O'Brien looking to make things happen here on the offensive side of things, but a pass lofted high, nearly off the glass, or off the glass and nearly over the glass, as then played by France, who comes right off for the Mordews. France to Yee. Yee, Minardi a shot on target, save made by O'Hagan. The ball died out in the crease for a brief moment, but O'Hagan's on it. Faking to Andrews. Andrews up the floor, off the stick of Nelson. The rebound pulled in and played backward now by McClure. McClure finds Beamer at the blue line. Beamer for Minardi. Minardi beneath the shot clock, parallel to the net, looking to make something happen. Finds Ozier at the blue line instead. Ozier on the give. McClure, the shot, save made. Kick save by O'Hagan. The rebound back toward Beamer, who couldn't bring it in cleanly. Now bounced off his stick, played backwards by the edge, but Okupski's able to corral it. Shot, score! Edge goal as Luke Okupski brings it up against his own bench and makes it 8-7 Edge. The ensuing face-off, it's Wheaton and the Mordu to take it away. Wheaton finds Yee. Yee a shot, and they score! Adam Yee with back-to-back for the Mordu's to answer, and it's now 8-7. Yee sprinting through the blue line, going into the corner. Yee scoops it, looking for help in space. Cannot find either. Now Yee finds Ozier. Ozier back around the net. Now to Beamer. Beamer back to Yee. A shot. 3 in a row for Adam Yee. And it's a game-high 2-goal lead for the Mordudes, 9-7 with 3:10 to go in the second. So 3 goals in 3 minutes for the Mordude Adam Yee to mount an answer for his team. Curtis Renard plays the ball off the boards. Renard looking for space here. Steps back. Around the main line, he remains. Now up the floor to Okupski. Okupski drives, shot, save made. As Hauser again stays strong. The rebound out to the near boards in front of the edge bench. Renard plays it. Curtis Renard along the main circle backwards. Plays to Definis. Definis in front. A little bit of high pass there for Gillespie. And the rebound played by Yee off the far boards. Yee up the floor looking for Minardi over Ledham. Definis gives chase for the edge. Definis gets there first. Andrews now in the main circle. 2 to go in the second. Andrews. Definis to his left, instead goes to his right. It's Okupski on the far side. Okupski nearly taken down. Now he goes down looking for Nelson. He'll play it to him off the bounce. And Nelson behind the net. Getting to work here. He goes to the far side. A shot off the mark. Rebound moves to Okupski, who couldn't put it in cleanly. And so Yee and the Mordudes are away with it. Yee pickpocketed. Here comes the edge again. It's Nelson for Smarin, who pulls it in. Walsh now on the floor. Walsh an opportunity. A shot. And it is saved by Hauser. Hauser finds Wheaton. Wheaton up the floor to Kraus. Minute 20 on the game clock. Kraus along the far boards. Kraus on target and a goal. 10-7 Mordudes as Ethan Kraus makes it 4 in a row. Two goals on the day for Ethan Kraus. He's now propelled the lead to a 3-goal affair. Ensuing face-off, still hotly contested. Kraus fighting for things in the far corner. Looking to scoop it on the edge. It's Lawrence who takes it away. And now Lawrence and Gillespie at the far end of the floor will result in a timeout called by the edge with 30.7 to play in the second period. 10-7 lead for the Mordudes. Can the edge get one more going to the third? 30 seconds to play in the second. Smarin takes it to the main circle. Smarin sends it out wide, played by Gillespie along the far boards. Now in for Renard, who had the ball off his stick and then played against the far boards this time. Renard scoops it, pickpocketed, ball up in the air. It's Nelson with a swat at it, but instead Ethan Kraus takes it away. Kraus doing the honors against the far glass. Between the circles this time. Ethan Kraus tied up for a moment, no call, a shot saved made by O'Hagan. The rebound back to the Moore dudes though. Ogier reels it in. 3 seconds and 2 off the clock. Ogier behind the back play, it's wide. And the Edge come out of things unscathed, at least in the second frame. But it's a 10-7 lead for the Moore dudes going into the third and final. With 15 minutes remaining in the Edge hopes to win this game and improve to 2 and 3 on the season. The Moore dudes looking to get to 4 and 2 in their respective year. 10-7 through 30. 15 more to come at Rizzo. We'll be back in just a minute. Running clock here to begin the third period of play. 10-7 lead for the Moore dudes. Off the ensuing face-off, it's back to the Moore dudes possession as the Edge had a chance out there with Andrews along the near side of things. But the Moore dudes now with Minardi tied up here. No clean shot got off from Minardi, and Andrews looking to get the ground ball, but Minardi inside does it himself. Plays it against the far boards, and then it's played again by McClure. McClure to Ogier in the far circle. Ogier has Yee to his left, but keeps it himself. Ogier slides back into the corner. And now weaving his way around to the middle, looking for Minardi. It's wide of him, and instead played by Yee in the main circle. Yee is shot on a hop wide of O'Hagan, loose in the net, and then kept out finally by the Edge netminder to bring about a shot clock violation. Still tons of time for the Edge, but their offense has slowed down as of late. Just 2 goals in the last 14 minutes. And now a pass deflected down, losing his footing there was the number 10 of Sam Mutz. Now the Edge back on offensive opportunity here as Renard had a chance at the doorstep, but couldn't cash in. So the Moore dudes take it away by Samuel Beamer, sidestepping his way into space and now with plenty of help. Around behind the net now go Mutz and the Moore dudes. Adam Yee between the circles to the top of the zone. Yee to Beamer. Beamer over the top opportunity here on O'Hagan, but the ball was sent right back, and O'Hagan's on it cleanly as the ball was outside the crease for a brief moment. DeFinis takes the first pass. Waiting for help here, he finds it in Jude Walsh. Walsh has to get across and fast. He does so there as Walsh up the floor, looking for Cassidy Higdon, who couldn't bring it in. And now it's again Yee and the Moore dudes take it up the floor. Yee against the far boards. Yee with Jude Walsh giving a few stick checks there. Has the ball finally knocked loose from his grasp. Walsh again puts Yee into the glass. Yee will pry it away though. Yee takes hard contact again. Adam Yee a shot. Save made by O'Hagan. Great work there by Yee to keep the ball in his grasp and then get a clean opportunity. Ethan Kraus now scoops it with one hand behind the net and the shot clock will be reset. France back toward Kraus, but it's wide of him. and instead played by Walsh, who couldn't scoop it either. And now two defenders there couldn't get it. The edge fighting for it. The ball still hotly contested for, and now behind the back play by Gee is sent wide of the net. Jude Walsh will watch that one go out of play over the wall, but not a problem for him. Last touch, but the Mordu's the edge taken. Walsh gives to Nelson. Nelson around the blue line. Nelson to Glemser, who gets knocked down, keeps the ball in his grasp though, and then slides it back towards Nelson. It goes wide of him, all the way toward O'Hagan, a slow rolling ball. O'Hagan scoops it, the shot clock to 10. O'Hagan looking for Okupski, but it's wide of him. One hop off the boards for Okupski. Okupski streaking in with a shot in front, opportunity for Glemser. They score! At the buzzer, it's Okupski to Glemser, and it's 10-8. .11 minutes flat to play in the third period, 10-8 the score. Lawrence takes it, Lawrence a shot, save made, as Hauser remains strong in net. Hauser up the floor, pass pulled in, and now Mutz will wait for some help. Mutz to McClure. Back to Mutz. Near circle. Mutz pressured out, looking for Kraus, and he finds him here. Kraus at the top of the near circle. Kraus now between them. A shot wide of O'Hagan. Did hit the net. Rebound pass to Minardi. And so it'll be a shot clock violation once again on the Mordude offense. From the far corner, past the middle for Renard is pulled in. Renard fires one a little bit high now this time. As hawking it down and playing it off the boards is DeFinis. DeFinis around the blue line. Big stick check there and a hard hit on Mutz. As now Mutz spins back and waits for some help. Sam Mutz to Ozier. Ozier to Wheaton. Wheaton to McClure. McClure back from Minardi. It's off his stick but into Wheaton's. And the Mordues can reset once more. Wheaton walking up the floor, muscling his way toward the net. A shot deflected. It's wide of O'Hagan. May have caught the stick of 39 of Nelson there in front of the net. But instead, Gillespie pulls it away. Gillespie up the floor. Opportunity here for the edge. On target, Okupski couldn't put it in. And the rebound played to Minardi. 9:13 to play in the third period. The edge finally applying some pressure here. They cut the deficit down to 2. Minardi in the main circle. Minardi in on goal. Mutz a shot to May found the iron. Rebound, Kraus a shot. It's in. O'Hagan got turned around and Ethan Kraus cashes in to make it 11-8 Mordues. The ensuing draw, Noah France versus Lawrence. It's Lawrence takes it for the edge. Lawrence in toward the goal. It's wide to finish. And now both of them try to play it, but unable to as it goes over the far wall, out of play, last touch edge. Much to Lawrence's chagrin, if you could hear that as it came off the bench. Smarin around the blue line. Ozier plays it between the circles. Ozier finds McClure. McClure, the shot clock halfway there. A shot on target, and they score. Back-to-back big ones for the Mordudes offense, and it's now 12-8. Once again, France versus Lawrence in the face-off circle, and once again the edge win it, but can they keep a clean possession this time? Okupski takes it. Kupski up the glass. And now dropping it back for Nelson. Nelson to the finish. The finish with Walsh cutting in front of him, holds it himself. The finish steps back. The finish a little bit high for Walsh, who pulls it in. Walsh now to Nelson, the shot clock to 8. Walsh, a chance in front. Glemser a shot. They score. 4 goals on the day for Jack Glemser. And it's back to a 3-goal game. The Edge far from out of it. Ball tied up along the far boards now as Nelson and Andrews hotly fighting for it. Ball still sent down to the ground as Andrews up against the glass. We'll give it back for Nelson. Nelson on target, and they score! Back-to-back for the Edge to formulate an answer, and it comes in a big way as Nelson gets his first. (12-10) affair. It's been a high-scoring back-and-forth meeting yet again. The largest lead of the day was 4 from the Moordudes. At no other point besides the 3-goal lead. And that same stretch did either team lead by more than 2. Walsh and DeFinesse go back and forth with it here. Around the main line, DeFinesse to the blue line. DeFinesse a shot on target, save made by Hauser. Rebound to France, double team there. France trying to get out of the boards. He does successfully. Not far up, but enough to get it out of harm's way. And so it's Mutz along the far glass. Mutz behind the crease. Mutz a pass at the top toward Minardi, who pulls it in, following one hop off the ground. Minardi charges forward. Minardi slides in. A shot saved by O'Hagan, who shrugs it off. And the rebound pulled in by the Edge. Up the floor they go. One hop pass looking for Glemser. Winds up back in Glemser's stick following an awkward hop. And now back for Walsh. Walsh plays it. Walsh shot wide. Rebound over the head of Walsh. And then back toward Minardi, but it is knocked down by Smarin instead. And Smarin scoops it, pushes it back toward the own net instead. And now Smarin with a shot clock to 8 is forced to corral it. Smarin with speed to the main line. One last chance for the Edge in the possession. Smarin pressured out. Smarin shot wide, and before the shot clock expired, or after the shot clock expired, I should say. So it would not have counted anyway. 4:25 to play in the third. Stays a 12-10 game. One more for the Moordudes could prove fatal for the Edge. Chance in front. Wheaton behind the back play. They score! Ozier to Wheaton, and the league leader in assists gets another one. 13-10. Moordudes with 4:10 to play. Less than 4 to go now. The Edge offense with still with time, but running low every second. Kraus charges in. Kraus a chance. Sliding save made by O'Hagan. Rebound kicked out. Edge ball the other way. Leading Smarin, but under lead there is Gillespie. Tried to fire it to him. Was unable to get it there. Beamer pulls it away, finding Yee. Yee to Mutz and back to Yee. Yee around the main line, between the blue lines now, gives it to Ozier. Ozier to Yee, to Kraus. In the near circle. Spinning out of it now is Kraus. Kraus to Mutz, a shot. Save made by Hogan. Rebound loose, and back to the Moordudes. A costly rebound there as it's a big-time pickup by the Moordude offense. Shot, score! Beamer finds Mutz, and it's now a 4-goal lead for the Moordudes once again. The Mordews are simply looking to wrap things up here in a 4-goal lead with 2.5 to go in the third. The faceoff still contested, and then fried away back in the stick of Nelson for the edge, who then lost it himself. Much trying to play it in. He couldn't. Ball up in the air and then played by Minardi. A timeout called by the Mordews here after Minardi had it. And we'll see if the Mordews looking to strategize here late. We'll just try to get some fresh legs on. 2:12 to play in the third, 14-10 the lead for the Mordews over the edge. .210 taking a play in the third period. 14-10 the lead in favor of the Mordews. Wheaton in the nearest circle. Wheaton to the middle, a shot on target, save made. Mutz put it on the net of O'Hagan. O'Hagan keeps it out this time. Mutz back and wide from McClure. It's all the way back down toward Hauser. He's got time to scoop it and then feed it. 18 on the shot clock and ticking, a minute 45 on the game clock. The Mordews looking to window dress a victory here. 14-10 the score sits. Ozier against the far glass. Ozier to McClure. McClure in the near circle, a shot pushed wide of O'Hagan. The rebound loose is a violation on the edge. A violation on the Mordews. The Edge will start deep in their offensive zone. It's Taj Dorn to begin things against the... Hello everyone, welcome back to Rizzo Rink. We are underway with game 2 of 2 on the Wednesday night doubleheader. This one between the Outlaws and the Pups. We are underway with an outlaw possession following an early start for the Pups in the main circle. Chip Chapman goes to the far side, where it's played by where he's seen. Now across to a Maya shot save. Rebound loose and pulled in now by the 34 of Chris Hamill. So Hamill will come streaking up the other end of the floor now, as Nick Fox, the league leader in points, looking for his first opportunity on net. Fox pressured out. Underhand toss toward the net. Now a shot on target. Save made. The rebound deflected high and wide and off the back netting. Last touch by the Pups. Outlaw ball going the other direction this time. Backwards pass now played by Sullivan. Sullivan on goal. A shot save. Rebound back toward the Pups. Beal makes the save in net for the Pups. Caleb Aswari now in the far circle. Aswari through the midline to Beal. Now Beal finds 22 of Tyler Kostak. And Kostak hits up Fox. Fox between the circles with speed, nearly tied up, fires a shot high and wide, rebound loose, played off of bounce, and then scooped up by the 63 of the Outlaws in Keys Hollerman. Hollerman. The 92 now of Beatson. Beatson around, Malesio charges in, fires a shot, save made by Beal, rebound loose, and Beal kicked it out. So the Pups come away with it unscathed. To make something happen here once again at 34, Chris Hamill. A stick goes flying as Hamill checked it into the glass again. The only thing that 29 of Kenari Rosnow can do is just that. Now a swing following the play as Lizzie Hamill got his hand there up in the space of Kenari Rosnow. No call on the far boards as Lindsay fired a shot that was deflected. Nearly had a play on the back netting. Shot clock to 2 into 1. Shot pushed wide. It's a violation on the Pups and the Outlaws take over. Once again, much to the Outlaw bench chagrin. The Outlaws forced to reset here before taking the clean possession. They'll come to the midline. Dylan Portnoy on the far circle. Portnoy for Sullivan. Sullivan behind the net to the middle. Sullivan a wayward look and then play on a hop to Mayen. There's no scooping it off the boards. Once again, here's Rosnow. Rosnow in space, steps back to the blue line, now gives it to Sullivan on the far side. Sullivan a shot, may have caught a piece of a player before, got to Beal, and it did just that. As Sullivan trying to play the rebound, couldn't scoop it along the far boards. And so to face off a violation against the Outlaws on the shot clock. And the Pups take over. Quick shot, Kostak off the iron. Rebound narrowly misses the lights, and it's pulled down nearly by Aswari. Now Aswari sends up the far boards into the corner, chased down by Rafferty. Rafferty below the shot clock. Rafferty looking for Kostak, a swatted out of his stick, and then played by the Pups. Spinning loose of contact there is Solomon Hess. Hess toward the middle, looking for Fox, didn't get it there. Instead, Kostak plays the loose change. Kostak a shot pushed wide, and a rebound played to Fox. Fox down the far circle, behind the net. Fox, sidearm pass, looking for Hess. Underhand, one hop shot, save again. The rebound to Sullivan. Coming out of the net now is Bennett Mileto, who's the goaltender in net for the Outlaws today. The late call goes against the Pups and contact on the other end. And possession briefly to the Pups will bring about the formal penalty. 10. So it's Ryan Rafferty getting 2 minutes for a slashing call. So 2-minute man up now for the Outlaws. They look to break the scoreless tie here early. Alessio between the circles. Alessio a shot pushed wide. Rebound back to Chapman. Chapman fires. It's wide again. Sullivan played the rebound. Now back to Malesio. Across. Malesio looking for a second chance. Didn't get there. Rebound to Beatson in the corner. Tied up as a pup and Beatson. And now Malesio gets the loose change. Malesio dives in the crease, or out of the crease, but nearly crossed over. He stayed safe, but the ball was saved. And then loose on the outskirts of it as Aswari will clear the area. pass. Rory for Zadell in the main circle. Zadell sidesteps and now shuffles in. Zadell to the nearest circle. Gives for Lindsay. Lindsay cutting in. Lindsay behind the back shot. He scores! A one-hopper in the crease. It goes far down behind Mileto, and it's 1-0 Pups on the man down goal. Yet another man down goal for Lindsay. And the Pups offense again cashing in when down 5-4. 9:15 to play in the first, 1-0 to score. Ball shuffled back toward the net, where it's played by Mileto. Mileto sidesteps as he finds Aiden McKenna. He then subs off. Now played by George Downey. Downey gets a favor returned, and now to the middle. Roz now plays it off a bounce. Roz now a sidearm pass attempt that's sent wide. Turnover there on the Outlaws. The man down now killed by the Pups. They come with a 1-0 lead following. Kostak and Quinn exchange pleasantries here. Quinn shot, and it is in for a goal. It caught the pad of Mileto initially, but it goes 5-hole off the deflection, and it's 2-0 Pups offense. The ensuing face-off in the corner. Ball side check there as Ruder couldn't scoop it, and now played by the Outlaws. Malesio, a chance in front looking for Beatson, but couldn't find him. Beatson off will hop off near the near glass. Excuse me. Beatson to Chapman. Chapman out and around. Racine, shot, score, and we are tied. The Outlaws are on the board, probably not quite tied. A 2-1 game. The shot comes from Portnoy on the far side, and it's 2-1 at the halfway point of the first. .15 to play in the first period now, and a 2-1 affair in favor of the Pups. The ball lofted up in the air, played by Solomon Hess. Hess, a sidearm pump fake, looking for Kostak. Kostak a shot, deflected, sent wide, and then played beneath the shot clock. Kostak's back on it. Kostak toward Lizzie Hamill, moving the blue line and midline. Hamill on the feed to Hess, who's pressured out. Hess fires high and wide of Kostak. Rebound play off the glass, still fought for. Kostak a shot, save made. Now Caden Hawk will track into the ground ball. Hawk an underhand toss to Ian Bittenbender. And both of them come off. Sullivan finds Roz now at the blue line. Roz now further in for Camden Pierce. Pierce a shot. They score! Pierce on the assist. And once again it's Portnoy to make it a 2-2 game. Two now and 6 to go in the first. Dylan Portnoy back-to-back for the Outlaws to start things. We're scoring on the team, this side of the team in powder blue with a black trim, white numerics. He'll head against the Pups, who, as you can expect, are in their usual oranges with the white numerics and brown trim. Shot doorstep there is denied. Second chance still loose and then taken away by Zadell. As Zadell now at the top of the nearest circle. We'll give it right back to Amaya. Amaya, pass far in and wide of Lizzie Hamill. Lizzie Hamill to Nick Fox in the far circle. Lizzie Hamill, the shot is saved. The rebound loose for a brief moment, and now a penalty coming. As this one may appear to be against the Outlaws here based on their initial reactions. 2-minute minor for slashing against Will Mayen of the Outlaws. The Pups have an opportunity to go up by a goal now. They scored a one-man down goal so far. Nick Fox goes back and forth to the blue line. Fox shot to Quinn, and a shot set wide. And now played by Quinn. Now back to Fox. Fox another one, pushed wide. Quinn gets the rebound. Quinn, shot again, pushed wide, and Fox gets the rebound this time. So back and forth go Quinn and Fox now, putting ones off the boards. Fox directing traffic. Goes to his right side now. Lizzie Hamill, pass wide of Amaya. Rebound is still contested. Sullivan's in the mix there. Sullivan, a big check into the boards there as Amaya goes hitting. The ball is still up in the air and contested. Jeff Gonzalez laid the check down. And now Lizzie Hamill scoops it on the far corner. Played now by the Outlaws. Being taken down, firing a shot off the iron. Nearly a man down goal by Aiden McKenna as he took hard contact. And now the ball out of play. Last touch Pups. 50 remaining on the man down for the Outlaws. A pass high of everybody and then finally pulled in. Now one hot pass to Malesio to the far side of the floor go the Outlaws. Malesio, a shot, save, made, rebound, loose, and they score! It goes in the hard way, but the goal still counts for Malesio either way. It's a 3-2 lead for the Outlaws as both sides get man down goals already. An unassisted man down goal from Alessio to make it 3-2 with 3:30 to play in the first. Chip Chapman at the blue line. Gives to Roz now. Roz now to the far end of the floor, where it's played back to Sullivan at the main circle. Sullivan looking for beats and picked off. Here comes Caleb Aswari. Nobody there with him. Aswari, a shot, save made. Mileto makes the deflection and then sends him back out on one hop to Sullivan. Sullivan a shot wide of Beal. Whistle is up, hand is up, and a penalty will be on the board in a brief moment. .240 to play in the first period, 3-2 to score. A pass to the near side and Lindsay. Lindsay to Rafferty. Rafferty out and around. The chance to the doorstep here is denied. Second chance pushed wide again. And Lindsay will watch that one go out of play behind him. Last touch, Pups, outlaw ball. 2:20 and taking out of play in the first period. A 3-2 score. Portnoy up across the midline. Portnoy with the blue line and midline. Portnoy looking for room and help. Finds neither, doing it himself now instead. Portnoy taken down hard and sliding in the crease there as Portnoy with the ball. He's called for the crease violation, even with the extra help. As the Pups take it away. 2-on-1. Fox the wayward pass behind him. Rebound back to Mileto. And Mileto finally clears it out. Mileto will try it again. Mileto a pass wide of Stainer. And the rebound back to Fox. Fox between the circles. Fox cutting in, a shot saved made by Mileto. The rebound to Bittenbender, and the Outlaws are back to work. A man down for the next 40 seconds. Sullivan through the midline. Sullivan back for Roz now. Roz now behind the net beneath the clock and out into the corner. Roz on to Sullivan. Sullivan a shot. He scores. 2 man down goals for the Outlaws in the frame, and Sullivan makes it 4-2. Seven, 36 seconds ticking off the clock now. Aswari plays it in the main circle. Aswari in deep. Kosak's twins back in space. Kosak a shot pushed wide. Deflected off the pad of Mileto and off the back, netting out of play. So Outlaws will bring it back. Penalty killed off. Game clock ticking down, 19 and 18. It stops at 15.4. We'll see if a few seconds are added here. 4.42 the score. 15.4 currently on the game clock with a timeout called by the Outlaws. The Outlaws are ready to go following a brief stoppage. They're going to send Mileto out of his own net, so it'll be a 6-on-5 advantage for the Outlaw offense here with 20.4 on the game clock. We'll see how conservative they play this. Portnoy to Malesio. Malesio to Chapman. Chapman out and around. Shot, save, rebound loose up in the air and nearly on an I-95 as it's sent back down but out of play. Last touch by Bieldo. So Chapman resumes things. Chapman has shot, save, Biel, rebound loose and kept out. Portnoy will send it all the way back down. Before it gets to the net, the horn sounds. So an aggressive strategy doesn't backfire on the Outlaws, but they don't cash in either. They'll head to the break, though, with a 4-2 lead, so all set and well for the team in blue. We're underway in the second period of action here on Game 2 of our Wednesday night doubleheader at Rizzo Rink. Caden Hawk takes the ensuing faceoff. Hawk goes in deep, behind the back pass play over the head of the new goaltender in net for the Pups and victorious Sloan. As now Brian Beatson gets back to work. Beatson for Sullivan. Sullivan a pass wide of him over the head again. And played for a third time by a Hawk. Hawk streaking in on the shot, denied as Allen came from the stick of George Downey this time. Ball loose in the crease and Sloan comes away unscathed as the defense is on it. Quinn through the midline with it. The Pups offense looking to reset. Rafferty through the blue line. Rafferty sidestepping and getting away from space. As now he gives it right back for Lindsay, who returns the favor to Nick Fox. Fox in the far circle, ball jarred loose to be a penalty against the number 77 of the Outlaws. That's Matt Krzyzewski. And he'll be ushered off for a third time tonight. At least the Outlaws will be Krzyzewski's first of the day. They've already scored 2 man-down goals tonight, though, so we'll see if it helps them. It is officially a 2-minute minor for slashing against the expected Krzyzewski. Fox at the blue line. Fox to Rafferty. Rafferty gets the favor return. Rafferty to Fox once more, and now around the horn the other way to Quinn. He fires a shot. Did it go in? It did. It just sneaks through Mileto, and it's 4-3. 2 Quinn goals on the day, about 10 minutes apart, and now again a 4-3 ball game. So of the 7 goals today, only 3 have come in 5-on-5. We've had 3 man-down goals, 1 man-up goal. It's a very interesting scoring sequences so far. Kostak knocks the player down. And that's 66 of Jeff Gonzalez at midfield. Now all the way in is Reuter. Reuter looking to play it off one hop, couldn't get it, and instead pounced on the crease by the waiting Mileto. Mileto looking to go up the other end of the floor, will do just that. The Outlaws forced to slow the pace, and we're back to 5-on-5. Gonzalez. Now the Rosnow is pressured out. Good check there. Rosnow wide of Beatson. Rebound play by Malesio. Philip Malesio to Brian Beatson, and Beatson nearly had a chance at it, but he lost the ball in the stick. Played by Aswari, and Caleb Aswari and the Pups go the other direction with it. Aswari to Nick Fox. Between the circles, it's Fox. Contact on his left shoulder, and Fox holds on to it. Fox in for Zadell. Zadell, one-hop shot pushed wide off the shoulder pad of Malesio. The rebound back toward Beatson. Beatson couldn't get on it cleanly, and the Pups take it away instead. It's Grippo to Nick Fox in space with contact. Fox's shot denied. On the rebound, back to Rosnow. Up the floor they go. Rosnow finds Beatson. Beatson at the doorstep. He scores! And it's a 5-3 Outlaw lead as Brian Beatson on the connection from Rosnow doubles the lead. – 11-11 now playing the second period. 5-3 again to score. 2-goal affair. Rafferty in the nearest circle. Rafferty pushed wide. Lindsay a shot. Score! And the Pups have an answer once more. James Lindsay for the second time today makes it a 1-goal affair. Rafferty to the main circle. Rafferty across for Amaya, who pulls it on a hop. Amaya to Hess. Hess is charging in, firing a shot saved by Mileto. The rebound to Gonzalez. Jeff Gonzalez will hold it himself now. 20 seconds to play on the shot clock. Gonzalez is now through the line just in time. Gives for Krzyzewski. Krzyzewski wide of Downey and wide of Sullivan as well. Back towards Sloan even. They played off Sloan's pad by a Pup, and the Pups take right away with Solomon Hess to be in charge. Hess to Quinn. Quinn a shot, wide of everything, and the rebound off the boards, played well by Hawk. Okay, Hawk up the other end of the floor to Sullivan, spinning free. Sullivan beneath the net now, he has Chapman. Chapman diving, did he score that? He did! Chip Chapman, magical beneath the net, and he makes it 6-4, sprawling out in the crease and somehow beating Sloan in a diving attempt by the goaltender. Absolutely nothing Victoria Sloan could do there, and net for the Pups as Chapman lunges out and beats her to the bottom right corner of the net. That was special stuff from Chip Chapman. Now Holterman slows the pace. Holterman for Sullivan as the Outlaw offense is back on it. Sullivan around for Portnoy. Portnoy a stick check up high that lost him the ball. And so Camden Pierce corrals a loose change. Pierce to Malesio a shot. He scores! Back-to-back for the Outlaws at 7-4. .8:18 to play in the second period. That's where the clock will stop. 7-4 the lead for the Outlaws as they've scored 3 of the last 4 in the game and back-to-back. Back underway here following the ensuing face-off and following a pup timeout as Nick Fox, the lead leader in points, look at another one. Fox on the assist, and the goal scored at the doorstep by Rafferty, it appears. Maybe not Rafferty, it appears to be Phil Reuter. So it's Reuter to get the 7-5 score on the assist from Nick Fox, gets his first point of the day. Seven and a half to play in the second. The exact midway point of this one. It's a 7-5 lead for the Outlaws. Streaking in is Aswari. The shot that's pushed wide. The rebound heading out toward Fox, who couldn't get it. And now Reuter scoops it against the far boards. Reuter for Aswari. Aswari returns the favor to Solomon Hess. Hess backpedaling to Amaya. Back to Hess. Hess in space with an opportunity here. A shot wide of Mileto. The rebound is nearly played by Halterman. Nick Fox had a stick in there as well. He jarred the ball loose, and now Fox is back on it. Fox to the midline, out wide for Kostak, a shot. They score! It's Caden Zadell to make it 7-6, and it's back-to-back goals for the Pups right out of the timeout. Ensuing face-off goes the way of the Outlaws. The ball is still contested. Now go beneath the shot clock to Sullivan. Sullivan lunges out. Ball wide of Sloan. The goal off its net posts. And so Portnoy will reset. Portnoy a shot. Saves Sloan. Rebound kicked out. Stainer in the mix. Stainer is taken down. Hard contact there from Joe Stainer. He's back to his feet. A push was called against the Pups, so things will be all reset for the Outlaws. Chance in front again by Racine. But coming up empty there was the attacker, and so it's Halterman looking at Crowder loose change. She couldn't either. And then stepping back and playing it for the Pups is Barlow. Barlow to Quinn, a shot. Save made by Mileto. Rebound loose to Barlow. Kicked back. Charging at it now, Krzyzewski. Neither side can get on it cleanly. Krzyzewski spins away with the ball. Around the horn goes Krzyzewski to McKenna. Aiden McKenna to Beatson, who goes behind the net. Beatson lost the ball, pickpocketed it from his own stick into the corner. Beatson tied up and now taken away as Rosnow and Halterman back and forth. Rosnow pries it back. Rosnow for Beatson, who lost the ball. Taken away by Beal, who has it pickpocketed from his stick as well. Chasing after is Halterman. Him and Quinn going out against the far boards. Quinn is on it and backpedaling and giving a sidearm pass backwards to where it's played by Reuter. Now Kostak back on the floor. Lizzie Hamill at the top of the key. Hamill cuts back in space. A shot, save made. And they'll actually say it got through the legs and behind the net of Mileto, so it never made contact with his pad. It was just straight through the air, out of bounds. Brought back in by the Outlaws. Diving forward in the crease, though, as sprawling out to make the attempt at the goal was Rosnow. A valiant effort, but to no avail. Fox up the floor, pass wide into the corner. A hand is up, a man is down. The penalty will go against the Outlaws to get to that point. And we are there now. A chance for the Pups to even the score at 7-all with 4:14 to play in the second. Jeff Gonzalez gets 2 minutes for an illegal cross check. This one goes against the Outlaws. Another one sent high. Save off the helmet of Mileto. Rebound back to Fox. Fox sends it out wide to Zell. Another one saved by Mileto. Two strong saves by the Outlaw netminder to begin things here. The Outlaws launch it down to the floor to Sullivan, who couldn't play it off the glass. The rebound fought for again. Zadell and Hess in the mix, and Hess takes it from the ladder. More hard contact in the far corner. Nick Fox pleading his case for the Pups, but it's no avail. Zadell back to Fox. Between the circles, Fox to Zadell a third time. And now back to Fox for Hess beneath the shot clock. Hess to the far end of the floor now, being taken down nearly was Lindsay. He's tied up though. Lindsay behind the net, over the top. Mileto covered his shoulders enough to make the save. And now the Pups again trying to play defense here as that one goes off the light. A dusty light, my goodness. That thing has not been hit in a long time. A lot of dust came down from that. 7-6 the score remains though. Possession right back to the Pups on a high pass from Sullivan. Shot, save made by Mileto. The hand is up for a delayed call. This one out of play. And we'll see who this one goes against. Gonna be an outlaw for another time. So the fifth early penalty today against the Outlaws. 5-on-4 for the Pups for the next 20 seconds. Quinn, shot, save, rebound kicked out, and then played by Lindsay. After that, it'll be a 5-on-4 for the next minute 31. Quinn, behind the net, beneath the clock. Gives for Hess. To the top. Fox, one-timer, sent wide. Rebound kicked out. Quinn, between the legs, opportunity that's denied. Rafferty throws the stick down looking for a chance at the ball, but did not come. And now Hess forced to reset. The 5-on-4 is killed. A minute 20 left on the man down for the Outlaws, who already have 2 man down goals today. Shot from Zadell. They score. We are tied at 7 with 1:50 to play in the second as Caden Zadell gets another one. Zadell has back-to-back on the day. He's evened the score at 7-all with 1:25 to play in the second. Another good one in store here. We saw the Moodies take down the Edge 14-10 in game 1, in a game that was much closer than the scoreboard made it seem. Delay here before we get to the ensuing face-off as stack correction needed on the scoreboard. Nick Fox is tied up here off the draw. A hand is up again. It'll be a 6th penalty against the Outlaws. Should be a clear holding here. And maybe not. It'll be a penalty against the Pups. And now Nick Fox is sent off for arguing the call. There was a tie-up at midfield. And we'll see what the official call is here. So it'll be a double minor against Fox, 2 minutes for each of holding the stick and unsportsmanlike conduct. I couldn't quite see it from my vantage point, but it seemed like both players were tied up. And according to the official, it was Fox who had the most contact that initiated the tie-up. So Chapman will start things from the main circle. Chapman out and around. Back and forth he goes with Raz now. Over the near side, Portnoy. Portnoy returns the favor over the head of Chapman and all the way back in toward Mileto. Chasing it down is Chapman, who launches one toward Aswari, and then it's played back to Quinn. Quinn, shot, save Mileto. Rebound back to Chapman. 5-on-4 for the Outlaws for the next 2 minutes as both of those penalties will be running now. Chapman to Portnoy. Portnoy chance in front. Save made as Downey put it on net. And the rebound back to Aswari. Aswari to the nearest circle. Aswari waiting for the return feed. He comes right to him. Around the blue line, Aswari. Who then puts one against the far boards. Quinn being directed in. The ball over lead. And now Quinn trying to go behind the back and couldn't get it off cleanly. And that'll do it for the dying seconds in the second period. So 1 minute 7 seconds on the Nick Fox penalties will carry you over into the second frame. It'll be a 7-7 score by the time we get there, as a 5-on-4 in favor of the Outlaws will take up next minute 7. Running clock to start things here in the third period, 14:51, but now briefly stopped as it seems like the wall opened. That's the best way I can describe that. Okay. So a board came undone a few glass segments away from that far shot clock. We're underway again. The door decided to close, or wall. I'm not even sure what the heck that is. But it's closed now, so we are all set as the Pups will win the ensuing faceoff and kill some time on their man down if possible. And now Quinn will resume things. 37-36 off the man down. And Quinn will hold it in the main circle. Quinn still directing traffic. Lindsay in the main circle. Has help to his left, holding on to it still is Quinn. The shot clock to 5. Quinn in toward the net, ball sent high, rebound loose, and now played by Hawk. Brady Hawk around the main line is now directed backwards. He gives that for Chip Chapman. Back to even strength here as Nick Fox can come back on the floor, but instead it'll be Chris Hamill. 13:45 to go in the third. Behind the back pass play looking for Malesio. Played by Malesio against the far boards. Malesio in the corner. Behind the net now. Is that one wide of everything? And there'll be a shot clock violation against the Outlaws. The Pups sitting on it. The Pups are on it as the buzzer we're about to sound. As Solomon Hess is the one to take it away for the Pups. The outskirts of the circle, it's Hess. He finds Zadell. To the nearest circle this time. Zadell, the shot clock to 10. Directs traffic. Zadell charging forward. Gets a shot off. Saved by Maleta. Rebound loose and played by Rosnow. We're even up at 7-all. 13 to go in the third period. Both these teams with strong resumes this year. 4-1 for the Pups. 3-2 for the Outlaws. We're going to continue their hot streaks. The shot rattles in and out. And now saved by Beal, who returns in net in favor of Victoria Sloan. Beal conceded 4 goals in this first period of work. Sloan 3 in the second. So relatively even play between the two. Amaya to Rafferty. To Lindsay now in the main circle. Lindsay, the top of the circle. A shot saved by Mileto. Rebound comes loose. Now played by the Outlaws. Heading toward the net with speed and pump faking a shot as McKenna. Another one that's saved again by Beal. Second chance in front. Hard contact. Sliding opportunity denied. Rebound still loose. Kept out of the crease. And now the Pups are on it. It's Quinn from Lindsay. Lindsay says slow it down, and so Quinn does just that. Hess in the main circle. 12 to go in the third. Hess to Kostak, behind the back play, over the head of Quinn, and into the waiting arms of Mileto in net. Up the floor now goes Sullivan. Through the midline. Sullivan to Beatson. Beatson in front of the Pup bench. Beatson a shot pushed wide. Rebound off the back glass and off the back of the net as well behind Beal. Ball still fought for, loose against the netting, and so it's pinned there. Possession is going right back to the Pups, but an Outlaw is down there behind Beal and net. A helmet is off as well. And that is the number 16 of Portnoy who comes off. Everyone back to their feet. Portnoy was able to run off under his own power. The Pups are going to take advantage, and they do. Right off the change, it's Chris Hamill to make it 8-7 Pups. Will Mayen along the far boards. Mayen from Malesio, a shot, quick answer, and a goal. Philip Malesio adds another. And it's 8-8 just like that. 10 minutes and 5 seconds now to play in the third period. 8-8 the score. We're down to 10 flat as we are tied again. Chapman gives to Stainer for the Outlaws offense to reset. Stainer over to Malesio. Malesio by the Roman Catholic sign, spins back. Malesio to the middle, looking for Roz now over his head, and then played by an Outlaw, scooping it up now, Bailey. Bailey, a shot save made. Bailey's been somewhat quiet today, but sometimes a good thing. As when you're able to get some offense going without one of your top scorers, always impressive. Hawk into the far corner, plays it now. Bailey looking to get more active here. Stainer. With a few guys on the floor. Stainer over the head of Downey, looking for Beatson, who couldn't play it. Now he does, and instead he shuffles it over to Sullivan. Sullivan to Downey in the far circle. Downey in on goal, save made, rebound loose, and back on his Beal. Well, poke at it there from Downey. He jarred the ball loose. The Outlaws had a chance at it, but out of harm's way now. The Pups as Sean Quinn takes it across the midline. Quinn in the main circle to Amaya. Less than 9 to go. Around the net now, around the outside of the crease is Solomon Hess. Hess on goal, save a shoulder pad by Mileto. Rebounds kicked loose and then played by the Outlaws. And now here comes Downey, all the way in. George Downey with nobody else there, a shot and he scores! One of only 4 players in the league to have 10 plus goals on the year. Downey adds an 11th. And it's 9-8 Outlaws. It's a 1-goal lead for the team in blue yet again. Early start now in the face-off against the Outlaws. 8 to go for the Pups, who trail by 1. We're in store for another great finish here in the PBLA. We saw 2 great ones Monday night. A solid one in the early slate on Wednesday. Lindsay on the gives. Adele a shot. They score. A quick answer. And Caden's Adele makes it 9-9 with 7:40 to go in the third. The league leader in assists, Adele, now has 2 goals on the afternoon, both of them coming in the last 7.5 minutes. Off the ensuing face-off, Nick Fox goes to the corner. Fox tied up with Hawk. Mayen in the outskirts as well. Fox pries it loose. Fox drives in, fires a shot. He scores! Back-to-back for the Pups again. At the 7-minute mark, it's a 10-9 lead. Fox has been uncharacteristically quiet today. League leading 15 goals and tied for league leading 18 points on the year. His first goal of the day today. He has 2 assists though. So still a 3-point afternoon for him, but his first goal comes in a big moment. 6.5 to play in the third. 10-9 Pups. The Outlaws and Pups going back and forth here at Rizzo. Beatson in the main circle. Beatson wayward of Sullivan and then played by Malesio. Malesio in deep and wide. It's overshot for Camden Pierce. The Pups are on it. Neither team has led by more than 2 all day. The Pups can go back up by 2 here. Grippo to Zadell. Zadell around the blue line. Returns the favor. Grippo winds and fires and scores. 11-9 Pups. It's Hamill who instead gets the goal. 6 to go in the third. The Pups have scored the last 3. And we'll have a late goaltender change here, as I was actually wrong on my goalie before. It's Bryce Cash who is in net, and so now Mileto comes in. So Mileto coming in late relief in a 2-goal game. Looking to serve as a brick wall for the next 5.5 minutes. In goal for the Outlaws here. Chip Chapman against the far boards. To Portnoy in the middle of the floor. 5:20 to play now in the third. Still plenty of time for the Outlaws. Chapman to Stainer. Stainer in, chase, shot, score! What a catch from Camden Pierce, who whips one on goal and brings the Outlaws back within 1. Back and forth we continue. A good feed from Chapman, corralled by Pierce and fired home past Beal. 11-10 now the score. 4:45 to go in the third. One of the better finishes we've had all year. Aswari and Chapman chasing it down. Chapman wins the race. Now Chapman outmanned. We'll give it out to Stainer. Stainer to Rosnow off his stick into Sullivan's. At the blue line, Sullivan. In for Rosnow, off his stick again. Sullivan to Rosnow again. Shot save made by Beal, who stuck his elbow out to make it and barely got the ball. Chapman dives, another opportunity, and he was a little bit in the crease. They say a violation on him. 4 to go in the third. Hess through the midline. Hess on goal, over the top, but it's denied by Mileto. The Outlaws will reset things with 4 to go in the third period. Now 3:50, 11-10. Portnoy in the main circle. To the blue line. Pressured out. Zadell with good coverage. Portnoy drives in near the crease, elbowing. Elbow contact was the call. It's against the Outlaws. Here come the Pups. Ball knocks loose. Taken away. Downey in toward the goal. Mileto couldn't find it for a second. And nearly an own goal that would have been costly. But the Outlaws are unscathed. Beatson to Downey. Wind-up shot. Save made. Rebound loose. Swatted at by Hawk, who couldn't get on it cleanly. Ball still loose in the outskirts of the crease. Chances at it. And neither one comes up. Alessio now having words. Alessio some pushing there. Separating Hawk and a Pup. Hawk still talking. Alessio seeming to be the intermediary here, not the instigator. Hawk still jawing with a Pup, and he's ushered off, and smartly so, by his teammates. 11-10. One goal affair with 2:45 in the third. Poe stacked in the near circle. In for Fox over his head. Played up against the far boards by Leslie Hamill, who couldn't get it in cleanly. Big check into the far boards. Will this be a penalty? It will not be. Calls for a Slushko unanswered. The possession arrow is in favor of the Outlaws, and so will go in their favor. But again, hard contact. Sullivan takes it for the Outlaws. They will reset. 2:10 now in the third. Stainer from the blue line. Stainer looking for some help here. He gives it out and finds the 56 of Niall Bailey. Bailey in front. Rosnow, chance to loosen the crease, couldn't find it. Beatson behind the net now. Beneath the shot clock that's disabled. Beatson dives. Did he get in? He did! Shades of Chip Chapman for Brian Beatson, and we are tied at 11. A minute 53 in the third. 11-11 now the score. Back-to-back scored by the Outlaws. The ensuing faceoff is taken away by Rafferty and spun back into space by the Pups offense. Rafferty against the far boards. Gives for Lindsay. Lindsay to Kostak in the near circle. Kostak shot. Save made Mileto. Rebound loose. Kostak nearly there again. Ball still in the outskirts of the crease. Fought for and taken away by the Pups. Over to Amaya. Lost the ball himself. Ross now in the mix. Same with Gonzalez. Who will get on it? It's Amaya who pulls it away. Amaya in for Kostak. Kostak out across the floor. The other end. And now forced to hold it appears to be Hamill. Tough angle there in the far corner, but Quinn pulls it away. A minute 10 on the game clock. Quinn to the nearest circle. Underhand toss. Beats in the shot. Save made. And sent straight up in the air. It'll head the other direction. Outlaw ball, 60 seconds to play in the third. Shot clocks both off, so we'll do our best to judge. Downey, Sullivan in the main circle. Sullivan on the give to Portnoy. Portnoy now feeds. Sets from Alessio, sent high. Rebound loose toward Beal. Still fought for, up in the air. Camden Pierce is on it. Pierce over toward Alessio, couldn't scoop it. Off the far glass. Contested, and now played behind the net. Timeout whistle sounds. What's the call here? Was it shot clock or a timeout? The officials talking with Beal and net for a brief moment here. 33.7 on the game clock. It's an 11-11 game. We're down to the wire at Rizzo. It seems like the Outlaws will hold possession. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Downey will start things. 33.7 on the game clock, 5 on the shot clock, 11-11 the score. Downey in the main circle. Clock resumes. Downey drives in. George Downey a shot. Saved by Beal. Rebound still loose. Downey looking to get back on it. Still loose in the crease and pried away by Beal. Beal up the floor. Wide of everything. Can Downey get after it first? Into the corner. Downey giving chase. Ball still contested. Taken away by the Pups. Secondary feed. Fox a shot off the iron. Sullivan plays it. The shot clock is reset. No longer a factor now. A 10 to go. Down to 9, add to 8. Can Rosnow chase it down? Rosnow tied up. Here come the Pups. One last chance. On a hop. Grippo in front. Fox between the legs. Waved off in the crease and sent wide. We will head to a shootout at Rizzo Rink as Nick Fox went between the legs for a last-ditch effort that came up empty. What a game to end the Wednesday night. 11-11 the score through 45 minutes, and that length is not enough. 3 players for either side will come out to mid-floor. We'll see who the goaltender representatives are for either side, and that appears to be what Andrew Sloan is confirming here, one of the veteran players on the Pups. Mileto will go in net for the Outlaws. He's the first man to be confirmed here. The 3 for the Outlaws on offense will be George Downey, Dylan Portnoy, and Kenori Rosnow. For the Pups, they send out James Lindsay for the moment. They'll have 2 more. And Lindsay will go first. Lindsay set from the main circle. Mileto versus Lindsay to begin things here in the shootout. 3 representatives for either side. 11-11 the score. Lindsay starts to his left, going left to right in the nearest circle. Lindsay charges in, fires a shot, it is in! A delayed release from Lindsay, but it goes through, and the Pups lead 1-0 in the shootout. Downey to resume things. Downey to his left, going to his left and right now. Downey up and down, shot, score, bar down for Downey. 1 for 1 on either side. Caden Zadell, the new representative for the Pups in the main circle. Zadell through the